Hello everybody, SirMonkeySuit here back again. We are on Haikyuu. We're on season 2 now. So, last season was obviously the first season, so we got introduced to all the characters. We ended up going to the Inter-High preliminary tournament, in which Karasuno did pretty well. They did. They just missed out on the quarterfinals though. So I guess they got to the round of the round of 16. They got beat by Ioba Josai. I'll say Joe. Just. Yeah, and then Ioba Josai went on to beat some random team that I don't know in the quarterfinals, and then they went up against Shiratorizawa in the semi-finals, I think, and got beat. So yeah, so they missed out on that. Yeah, so we got one more tournament for this year, the spring tournament, and the third years. Generally, I think third years are probably just miss out on this spring tournament and focus on their studies, because obviously that's it's coming up to the end of their year in school. So, but our third years, they want to focus on volleyball, which is great because we get one more tournament with them. Thank God, so happy. So yeah. Without further ado, I think we should just jump straight into it. Let's go. Alright. Episode 1 of Season 2. Oh, excited for this. I'm excited. Right. Well, starting from the beginning. So Yamaguchi still hasn't quite gotten used to controlling his serve yet, which is understandable, because I don't think this is taken. I don't think it's very long since the Inter-High preliminaries, because Tokyo's is literally just starting. So Tokyo's Inter-High prelims take place after Miyagi's. They've got practice match connections going on. So I didn't write down the bloody name. It was like Fuka something. one of those. And then there was other ones around that, right? Yeah, so I don't know how this I don't know how the spring tournament works. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know how that works compared to the Inter-High ones, because I don't know if the spring tournament goes across different prefectures, whereas obviously the Inter-High prelims, the prelims take place in your specific prefecture. But I don't know if the spring tournament goes past that, so possibly you'll be able to go against Karasuno. Will probably be able to go against Nekoma in actual competition, not just a practice match. But because this practice match is coming, it makes me think that maybe it's just, that's how we're going to play them again, as another practice match. And if that's the case, then I feel like it kind of makes sense that the only possible way that Karasuno and Nekoma could ever compete at a real competitive level, not just a practice match, would be if both Nekoma and Karasuno won their prelims, right? So that's got to end up being the ultimate match, really. Well, because I don't know how I mean, technically this anime could just go until like professional level, really, couldn't it? But then international real shit. But you wouldn't. I mean, could you imagine? Can you imagine all these people on the same team? Kageyama, Hirata, Oikawa, Ushiwaka, fucking all of these people on the same team it'll be insane. Getting Nishinoya on there. That'd be an insane team. Fucking phone going off again. Piss off. Shut up. Dude, I think Shimizu's gonna get like a little assistant. That's great. It's great. I guess that's who the little blondie is, right? Oh yay, that's nice. I like that. So Ushiwaka's like representing Japan in the under 19s, I think is what they said. Next fucking level shit. But if they're setting up fucking Ushiwaka to be like the main opponent for this season, then I feel like it's just gonna end in another calamity of like, it's not really calamity, but like another loss. You know what I mean? Oh no! Like it's gonna be like all this build up, and then we're gonna get the Shiratorizawa, and then it's gonna be like what it was fucking last season against Aoba Josai. Oh god! Damn! We'll have to see, because I wonder. I just wonder. I mean, I kind of want to think that like Shiratorizawa saying that like, oh, Aikawa is great and efficient, but he's the only strong player that Seijo actually have, and it made me wonder like, is it going to take Kageyama and Hinata to show the weaknesses in Shiratorizawa? Because I feel like a great way to be able to like play this story out would be for Karasuno to beat Shiratorizawa, right? Shiratorizawa obviously to beat Seijo, and then Seijo to just beat like Karasuno, right? So you've got that like sort of like three-way like rivalry of like kind of everyone can beat each other, you know, but there's a team that you can't really beat. Like, you know, it'd be interesting like if they did it that way. But, you know, the problem with that theory is the fact that it's Shiratorizawa and they're supposed to be, like, the ultimate school in that prefecture. Like, you know, so that's where, obviously, all of the fucking strong... So there's not going to be a weak fucking... There's not going to be, like, even in terms of Ushiwaka's line of thinking, there's not going to be a weak person at Shiratorizawa, is there? Even though, like, we haven't heard of any of the other ones other than Ushiwaka, but I don't know, maybe he's just that good that he even outshines the people who are just as strong, you know? It's just like, you know, one of those. So the Seijo third years are actually staying for the spring tournament as well. So at some point, maybe during this, because I don't know, are they really going to go up against Seijo this early? Back in, like, in the spring tournament, because I'm just wondering, like, it would be the perfect opportunity to get revenge, to beat the team, like, to beat the exact team that beat them, you know? Because there's always that thing of, you know, for example, when they were up against Dadeko, right? Actually, yeah, I don't know if they'll face Dadeko in the spring tournament, but, like, against, at the end of the Dadeko match, they were saying how they want to go, like, how they'll just wait for the rematch against Karasuno and beat them, right? But, because obviously they have a thing against, like, the Karasuno third years, but, one of the third years for Datako said that, oh, their third years aren't going to be there, right? Although, no, but he said for the spring tournament, right? But it's that idea, it's like, you know, you want to beat the team that beat you, you know? If like, they... Like, let's say the Karasuno third years weren't in there, then Datako wouldn't feel satisfied if they did beat, because they wanted to beat the third years. That's the whole point, right? So yeah, it's that whole thing. So I guess Karasuno would want to beat Seijo, like the exact team that beat them in the Inter High. So yeah, Shiratorizawa's mascot, or like animal that represents them as a bird as well. I thought so, because I saw, like, on the gate, like to the entrance where there was like a statue of a bird, and I was like, huh, what the fuck? I tell you what, the statue didn't look like an eagle. It looked like a crow, to be honest. So I was confused at first, but it's a bird. And then it was confirmed when they did the whole like imagery thing. But I guess it's supposed to be, that's supposed to be eagles, I guess. Yeah, interesting though, because now we've got 2 flyers. And finally, yeah, they have to essentially, if they want to go to away games, then they're going to have to pass every subject. If they fail one, they're just not going to away games. Now, this is interesting because I think it would be an interesting dynamic to have maybe some of them, some of them actually fail, because then that means that in the away games, other people can come in and like take over, who would normally be there and actually get some time in the game. Like some of the second years that have never really got a chance to play yet. It'll be nice to see them play. So I'm wondering if actually some of them are going to fail. Like maybe have, I don't know what the unused second years like positions are, but it would be interesting to have like, you know, some of the students actually fail some subjects so they can't go to away games, so that other people can come in. So yeah, very good, excited for this season. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.